Hey, what's up? This is A4K. Today I'm going to talk about the things that foreigners might not understand in the Squid Game. You know, the Squid Game is going all over the world right now. It's getting crazy.
It is a phenomenon. Squid Game has a rare 100% critics rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's #1 in 90 countries.
Even the director didn't expect that this was gonna go this viral. It hits #1 in the Netflix and it hit #1 in every country. So it's just crazy. It's like a phenomena happening again. And it's the first Korean drama to be on the worldwide #1 in the Netflix series. And even the Netflix is saying that this series might be the #1 of all time. It's just going crazy. I've seen some other reactors reacting to this, and I found out that there's some parts that those reactors are missing because they don't understand the Korean culture, particularly in this TV series. So I've picked up some of those parts and I will explain it in this video. If you haven't watched the Squid Game, there's a spoiler alert in this video, so watch the show before watching my video. And one tip, when you watch these foreign videos, don't watch the dub.
Let me see. Poor thing.
Okay, before going into the videos, please subscribe and like for more other videos. First one, when you see Ki-hoon was doing the gambling, you know, the horse racing gambling, and he's chased by the loan sharks. There are loan sharks in every country, right? Of course. In Korea, there is a law that restricts the interest rate, which is limited to 24%. So you cannot collect more than 24% of the interest. But a few decades ago, they had like 200%, 300% of interest money from the loan shark. That's gonna ruin your life. Even though there's a law, there are some illegal loan sharks who are getting more than 24%. But some people who are desperate, they cannot get a loan from the bank. There's no way they could, you know, get the money. The desperate people go to the loan shark even though they know this is crazy. And there are these people in the loan sharks who are collecting the money. They were kind of brutal. You know, they try to, you know, beat you up. You know, they threaten your family. The Ki-hoon, he get beaten up and you have to sign the contract of your physical rights and all that stuff. Those are all illegal, but somewhere else those kind of things are happening right now too. Nowadays they get more restrictions, so it's much more better than the past times, but I guess there are many illegal loan sharks connected to the gangsters and all that stuff. You see, Ki-hoon, after he lost all the money, went to do the crane machine game to pick up the present. And some people were saying, oh, why is he betting on this crane game? Because he has not enough money. If you remember that he gave the tip to one of the lady at the desk, and afterwards he was asking for that 10,000 won back. Definitely she gave that tip back. He had 10,000 won, $8.40 as of now, roughly $10. With 10,000 won, you cannot do much. You cannot buy much of his stuff. This 10,000 won, he had to bet his luck on this crane game, because this crane game, you put 1,000 won, you have a 2 or 3 times of chance. After the kid next to him succeeded getting the present, and so he spent like 3,000, 4,000 won, and he still got 6,000 or 7,000 won left. So with this 6,000 or 7,000 won, he can buy her this street food, what she was eating, tteokbokki. That's like the most popular street food. Tteokbokki costs around 2,000 to 3,000 won per portion. So he can feed her with the tteokbokki and the other street foods together. If you don't know what tteokbokki is, you might want to check the link up there, because I have made the video about this Korean street food. You can find out what tteokbokki is. This part was quite funny, especially the Americans. They were kind of surprised when they saw this. When Ki-hoon gets her this present, and when she opens up the present and there's a gun inside. Some people even got really shocked that there was a gun. They were even doubting, is that a real gun or not? But every Korean knew that that was a toy gun. That's because in Korea guns are illegal. So there is no way you can get a gun in Korea. unless you get it smuggled from the black market or something like that. But that's also really difficult. Even the gangsters, they don't have a gun in Korea. In Korea, carrying fake gun, like the toy gun, BB gun, or whatever types of a gun, nobody gets scared with the gun. But you know, in the States, if you carry those toy guns, you're gonna get in trouble. Maybe you might get shot by the police. Quite different with the Korean environment. So it was quite funny that many Americans got shocked, like, oh my god, like that was a funny one. This part is not the major part that the foreigners wouldn't understand, but I want to just point out that when they got out, Sang-woo and Ali were out in the convenience stores. When Ali was trying to walk home, the place where they were dropped off was Yeouido. Yeouido is financial area in Seoul. Well, Ali had to walk home and he said home was in Ansan. From Yeouido to Ansan, if you have to walk there, it's like 30 kilometers away. So if you take a car, it might take 40 minutes. But if you have to walk, it takes about 8 hours. So that was yeah, quite crazy trying to walk there. So that's one of the part, a little part. Fourth one is when Sang-woo was in the bathtub. I'm sure 100% of the foreigners didn't understand what this was. When he was in the bathtub, after getting out from the Squid Game in the second episode, Sang-woo was like getting frustrated, drinking soju in the bathtub, and you see there's something smoke coming out in the little corner. And I heard some foreigners was saying there's like aromatherapy or something like that. It was kind of funny. Actually, what he was burning was the lightning coal. And this lightning coal has a toxic gas. When you light up this lightning coal in a closed area for a long time, you might get gassed. So basically this scene, he was trying to gas himself, you know, kill himself. And many foreigners didn't understand why he was just like in the bathtub, because they missed the lightning coal. He was trying to gas himself. But if you're Korean, you know this kind of methods were kind of used those kind of situations a lot of times. We hear it in the news. Okay, the fifth one is about the North Korean girl. You might think, why North Korean is in South Korea? In fact, there are many North Koreans in South Korea. They escape to come to South Korea. Of course, escaping from North Korea, they have to risk their life because they're not allowed to move to any other countries as a refugee. And when they come to South Korea, they try to settle down in South Korea. South Korean government, they support when they cross over to South Korea. Approximately, I heard that there are 30,000 people who escaped from North Korea and settled down in South Korea. It's not like you just come to South Korea, boom. It's not like that. It's very complicated. They have to risk their life. They need a broker who can arrange to escape, planning things. And those brokers need money. And as many of you know, North Korea is really poor. There is no way they could earn the money that much, you know, the amount of money that much. So the people who succeeded coming into South Korea has a debt to the broker. Families who are in South Korea in advance, they work their ass and pay this broker to also bring out their other left family. The parents are still in the North Korea. The broker was asking, we need more money to bring your parents back. Sebyok was North Korean girl who came to South Korea, who wanted to bring her parents to South Korea, and she needed the money for that. Okay, that was the 5 things that many foreigners might not have catch because of the cultural difference. If you have more questions about the Squid Game, about the things, please leave down the comment. I will try to answer my best to the questions. I might make a video explaining about those games too. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you again.